Okay, so my final scenario: the investigation of ingesting certain drinks post submaximal exercise. Personally, I think that this scenario is ethically wrong, especially if it involves any alcohol or maybe really high caffeine drinks to younger kids or older adults. Um, but then I do understand that it could be used for beneficial research in that proving if these drinks can work or not. The ethical and legal considerations for this one is that it's going to need informed consent. So they're going to need to say, yeah, I agree to do this. And then if they're under 18, it's going to need parental consent as well. It's going to need ethical clearance from a BASES ethics committee. And then it's going to need risk outweighing the benefit and analysis. And there could be a potential risk of physical harm here because of the drinks and what it might make people do. So that's got to be taken into consideration. And then there's also a risk of you've got to consider the professional or research credibility. So they've got to know what they're doing, have done it before, and there's got to be a health screening questionnaire before the research takes place as well. So the consequences of not having this is that there could be reprimand or suspension if a health screening questionnaire isn't done or the research does something against the laws of BASES. Um, there is also one of the consequences could be physical harm to the participant because if they have maybe too much pre-workout or they get really high on the caffeine, then they could really injure themselves if not careful. So that's got to be taken into consideration, and the consequence could be injuring themselves. Um, Another consequences could be for not doing these legal thing and ethical considerations is a fine for the researcher. So they could be fined a certain amount of money, which could end up being a lot of money for not going to the laws of BASES. And then they might also be put on an ethical training course because if BASES look at what happened, if something goes wrong and decide that it happened because the ethical mindset wasn't there, he wasn't thinking ethically in the right way, then ethical training, they could easily put whoever did the research on a ethical training course